I hated how I looked in the photo, so I deleted it. Just one tap, and it was gone. My double chin, my soft arms, my laugh too wide, my joy too real. "There," I whispered. "Now no one has to see me." The screen went black, but my shame stayed, glowing quietly in the dark. It was supposed to feel like control, like taking back power. Instead, it felt like erasing proof that I'd once been happy. I told myself it didn't matter, that I had 1,000 other pictures, better angles, better days. But that photo had something none of the others did. Me, unguarded. I didn't delete an image. I deleted a moment that will never happen again. And that night, scrolling through the empty folder, I realized something painful. I was becoming an expert at disappearing. There was a time when I loved being in photos. Birthday candles, beach trips, blurry group selfies where I was always laughing too loud. Then one day I started to shrink from the lens. I'd stand behind people, tilt my head, hide my stomach with my purse. Little tricks to stay in the frame but out of sight. I thought it was harmless. Everyone hates how they look sometimes, right? But soon it wasn't sometimes. It was every time. I began to avoid cameras altogether. "I'll take the picture," I'd say, smiling, volunteering to document everyone else's joy but my own. I wasn't just avoiding bad angles. I was avoiding evidence of my existence. Every deleted photo became a small act of self-punishment disguised as perfectionism. I told myself I'd pose again when I looked better, when I felt ready. Years passed, and I was always one diet, one haircut, one miracle away from being worthy of remembering. One day, I realized there were entire seasons of my life where I didn't appear at all. Birthdays, vacations, graduations, all proof that I'd been there, gone. If you've ever looked at a group photo and wondered why you keep standing behind your own life, please like this video and subscribe. Not for numbers, for the people still missing from their memories. Because one day, someone will look for you in those pictures and find only space where you used to be. This is my story. A story that weighs, a story that hurts, but also one that heals. It started at a family barbecue on the 4th of July. Someone shouted, "Group photo!" and everyone gathered by the old oak tree. I stood near the edge, pretending to adjust my sunglasses, waiting for someone taller to block me. My sister grabbed my hand. "Come on, front and center," she laughed. The camera lifted, and I froze. I felt the heat of the sun, the smell of grilled burgers and freshly cut grass, but mostly, I felt exposed. Every insecurity suddenly had an audience. I forced a smile that didn't reach my eyes. The shutter clicked. Everyone laughed. I felt like an intruder in my own memory. When the photos were uploaded to Facebook later, I zoomed in on myself. My stomach, my arms, my face too round, too wrong. "Delete that one," I told my sister. She said, "You look fine." I said, "No, I don't." She rolled her eyes, but I could hear the pity behind her sigh. That night, while everyone commented heart emojis and great pic, I quietly untagged myself and deleted every picture that had me in it. I told myself it was just a photo. But the truth was, it was the first time I tried to erase proof that I existed. The next morning, my aunt called. "Where'd that photo go? I wanted to print it." I lied. "Facebook glitch, I think." She believed me. I didn't believe myself. That week, I started noticing how often I did this. Beach trip, deleted. Graduation party, cropped myself out. Friend's wedding, I'm the one taking all the photos. It became a pattern so smooth I didn't even realize I was disappearing until there was nothing left to erase. After that, I perfected the art of invisibility. I always offered to take the picture, to be behind the lens where no one could see me. "You take the best photos," my friends said. I smiled. They didn't know it was just another way to disappear politely. I started to notice how people looked when they didn't know they were being photographed. Carefree, alive, unafraid. I envied that. Every image I captured was full of laughter and light, and every absence of me felt like proof that I didn't belong in those moments. I convinced myself it didn't matter. I was there, I said. But presence without visibility isn't the same as living. It's haunting. Sometimes, scrolling through albums, I'd count how many times I wasn't there. It became its own kind of math. Subtraction disguised as memory. At Thanksgiving dinners, I'd serve the turkey and duck out before the family portrait. At office parties, I'd hold coats and purses while everyone squeezed together for selfies. My daughter once asked, "Why aren't you in any pictures, Mom?" I said I'm the one taking them. She smiled, satisfied. I cried later, alone. Because children believe what you tell them, until they grow up and realize you were missing from your own story. I remember one Christmas morning. She was opening presents, her face glowing with joy. My husband said, "Get in the shot, honey." I shook my head. Just get her face, that's what matters. But what I was really saying was, I don't matter. Not enough to be remembered. The truth is, I didn't hate the way I looked. I hated being looked at. And when you spend years avoiding the camera, you start to believe you don't deserve to be seen at all. There are words that lodge themselves under your skin and never really come out. When I was 13, a boy in gym class pointed at me and said, "Wide load coming through." Everyone laughed. I laughed too. Shame has a way of making you perform your own humiliation. At 16, my aunt looked me up and down at a family reunion and said, "You'd be so pretty if you just lost a little weight." She said it like a compliment. It landed like a verdict. In college, I went on a date with someone I really liked. At the end of the night, he said, "You're cool and all, but I'm just not attracted to bigger girls." He said it so casually, like he was commenting on the weather. Each comment became a brick in the wall I built between myself and the world. The wall had a name, not good enough to be seen. And when the cameras came out, that wall got taller, because if I couldn't stand to look at myself, how could I let anyone else? So I started rejecting myself first, before anyone else could. It felt safer that way. Photos became evidence of failure, of taking up too much space, of existing wrong. I started wearing black all the time. "It's slimming," people said. What they meant was, it helps you disappear. And I did, slowly, quietly, one deleted photo at a time. I didn't notice at first how much time I'd deleted. 1 year blurred into the next. Birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, all captured without me. I'd scroll through my phone and see everyone aging beautifully, laughing, living. I was the steady ghost behind every frame. Sometimes I'd say, "I don't like photos," as if that explained anything. But what I really meant was, I can't stand to see myself existing. At weddings, I held purses while others posed. At Christmas, I stayed in the kitchen loading the dishwasher. At school plays, I hid behind the phone screen, pretending to film. Every "you look great" felt like a lie. Every tagged photo felt like a trap. I untagged myself so often it became muscle memory. Friends joked about it. "You're like a vampire. You never show up in pictures." I forced a laugh. Laughter is easier than confession. When my father passed away from cancer, we made a slideshow for his memorial service. My mother whispered, "There are hardly any with you in them." My stomach dropped. In that moment, staring at the screen showing his life, I realized mine was barely visible. If I died tomorrow, what proof would there be that I had lived? Only stories from other people's memories. I thought about how people say the camera never lies. Maybe that's why I avoided it, because I was lying to myself every single day. Lying that I didn't matter, that my presence didn't count, that disappearing was the same as protecting myself. And so, year after year, I kept editing myself out of my own life. It was a sunny Saturday afternoon in September, rare for Seattle, golden and perfect. My daughter and I had spent the day at Discovery Park, laughing, eating ice cream from Molly Moon's that melted faster than we could eat it. We walked along the beach, collecting shells and skipping rocks. She was 9, still young enough to think I hung the moon. "Mom," she said suddenly, holding up her phone, "let's take a picture. Please, just one." My stomach tightened. It always did. "Sweetie, I'm a mess. My hair's all over the place. I didn't put makeup on." "I don't care," she said, already positioning herself next to me. "You look beautiful." I hesitated, then smiled. The camera clicked. It caught everything. The sunlight, her gap-toothed grin, my hair blown wild by the Puget Sound breeze, the joy we didn't plan. "You look so happy," she said, showing me the screen. I laughed nervously. "You're biased." But she was right. In that photo, I looked free, unguarded, real. That night, after she was asleep, I looked at the photo again. The first thing I noticed wasn't her happiness. It was me. The curve of my arm, the width of my waist, the double chin that appeared when I tilted my head that way. The longer I looked, the smaller I felt. The joy in the image started to feel like a lie. So I did what I always do. I tapped delete, then delete permanently. Gone, like it never happened. I put my phone down and went to bed, relieved. Convinced I'd done the right thing. The next morning, she came running into my room, still in her pajamas. "Mom, can you send me that picture from yesterday? I want to show it to Grandma." I froze. My heart sank. I accidentally deleted it. Her face fell. "What? Why? I love that picture." "I'm sorry, honey. It was an accident." The lie tasted bitter. She looked at me for a long moment, then nodded and walked away. But I saw the disappointment in her eyes. Because how do you tell your child that you erased her joy because you couldn't stand your own reflection in it? Weeks later, my daughter started working on a school project. My favorite memories. She needed photos. She sat on the living room floor surrounded by printed pictures, scissors, glitter glue, and construction paper. Her laughter filled the room. "Mom," she said suddenly, "where are the pictures of you and me?" I froze. "There are lots of pictures," I said, trying to sound casual. "You just have to look." She flipped through the pile, one by one. Disney World, her 8th birthday party, last Christmas, camping in the Cascades. In every single photo, I was missing. "You're always the one taking the picture," she said. Her voice wasn't accusing, just confused, like she couldn't understand a memory without me in it. I wanted to tell her that I was there, that I remember every detail, every smell, every laugh. But memories without images are like voices without bodies. They fade. She looked up at me and smiled softly. "It's okay, Mom. I remember you even if you're not in the pictures." That kindness shattered me. Because one day she wouldn't remember every detail. One day, all she'd have would be the evidence I kept erasing. That night, I walked through the house and noticed something I'd been ignoring. Empty picture frames on the walls. Some still had the stock photos in them. Others were just empty glass. I'd bought them years ago with good intentions. I'll fill them eventually, I told myself. But I never did, because I couldn't bring myself to hang pictures of myself on the walls. It felt too permanent, too visible. I stood there, staring at those empty frames, and realized they weren't waiting for photos. They were waiting for me to believe I deserved to be seen. It was my best friend who finally said something. We were having coffee at our usual Starbucks when she casually mentioned, "You know, you should maybe talk to someone." "About what?" I said, defensive. "About why you hide from every camera. About why you can't accept a compliment. About why you're so convinced you don't deserve to exist in photos." I wanted to argue, but the truth was sitting right there between us, impossible to ignore. So I made an appointment. Not because I wanted to, but because I was tired. Tired of disappearing. Tired of lying. Tired of hating myself. The therapist was kind. She didn't judge, didn't pity. She just listened. And something about that silence made me talk more than I'd planned. I told her about the photos, the comments, my daughter, my father's memorial. "When you look at yourself in a photo, what do you see?" she asked. "Everything that's wrong with me," I said without hesitation. "And what do you think your daughter sees?" I paused. I don't know." "Maybe you should ask her," she suggested gently. That night I did. My daughter was in her room, reading. I sat on the edge of her bed and said, "Can I ask you something?" "Sure, Mom." "When you look at me, what do you see?" She looked confused. "What do you mean? Like, do you think I'm too big? Or ugly? Or..." "Mom, what?" She sat up, genuinely confused. "You're my mom. You're beautiful." "But, no," she interrupted. "You're beautiful, and you give the best hugs, and you make the best pancakes, and you always know when I'm sad." Tears filled my eyes. "That's really how you see me?" "That's how everyone sees you, Mom, except you." And in that moment, I realized something devastating. I'd been punishing myself for years over a version of me that only existed in my head. A few weeks later, something small shifted. I was making breakfast, scrambled eggs and toast, and my daughter wandered in with bedhead and sleepy eyes. "Morning, Mom," she mumbled. "Morning, baby," I said, pouring orange juice. She grabbed her phone from the counter. "Smile," she said, already lifting it. My first instinct was to turn away, to say no, to hide. But I didn't. I looked at the camera. Flour on my shirt, hair in a messy bun, no makeup, just me. The shutter clicked. "Perfect," she said, grinning. "Let me see," I said hesitantly. She showed me the screen. I looked tired. My face was puffy from sleep. My body filled the frame in a way I usually hated. But there was something else, something I hadn't noticed before. I looked soft, present, real. "Don't delete it," she said quickly, reading my mind. I took a breath. "Okay, I won't." She beamed. "Really? Really?" That photo stayed on my phone, and every time I scrolled past it, I didn't flinch, I didn't cringe, I just looked. It wasn't perfect, but it was honest, and maybe that was enough. I started noticing how differently people saw me online versus how I saw myself. One day, I posted a picture from a hike, something rare for me. Just me and the mountains behind me. No filter, no edits. The comments started rolling in. "You look amazing. So beautiful. Love this energy." I stared at them, confused. Were they looking at the same photo I was? I zoomed in, searching for what they saw. The wrinkles, the double chin, the body that didn't fit the mold. But the comments kept coming. From people who loved me, from people who barely knew me, from strangers. And slowly I started to wonder, what if the problem wasn't how I looked? What if it was how I'd trained myself to look? I thought about all the years I spent analyzing every angle, every shadow, every imperfection. I'd become an expert at tearing myself apart. But no one else was doing that. No one else was counting my flaws. They were just seeing me. A person, a friend, a mother, a human being worthy of space. I left the photo up, didn't delete it, didn't untag myself, just let it exist, and it felt like the smallest, biggest act of rebellion. Months later, my daughter asked if we could go back to Discovery Park. "Like that day," she said, "when we took the picture you deleted." My chest tightened. "Sure, baby, we can do that." The drive there was quiet. She played her music. I thought about that day, about how much I'd regretted deleting that photo every single day since. When we arrived, the sun was in the exact same position, golden, warm, forgiving. We walked to the same spot on the beach. She didn't say anything, but I knew what she was thinking. "Let's take another one," I said before she could ask. Her face lit up. "Really?" "Really." I handed my phone to a woman passing by. "Would you mind?" "Of course," she said warmly. My daughter and I stood together, arms around each other, the Puget Sound shimmering behind us. The stranger held up the phone. Big smiles. I didn't force it. I just smiled. Because I was happy. Because I was there. Because this time I wasn't going to erase it. The camera clicked. "Got it," the woman said, handing back my phone. "You two look beautiful together." I looked at the photo, my daughter's grin, my slightly crooked smile, the wind in our hair, the light in our eyes. It wasn't perfect, but it was us. "Are you going to delete this one?" my daughter asked quietly. I looked at her, really looked at her, and I saw the fear in her eyes, the fear that I'd erase this moment too. "No," I said firmly. "I'm keeping this one. Forever." She hugged me tight, and I realized this wasn't just about photos anymore. It was about showing up, about staying, about being brave enough to let myself be loved. That night, I started something I'd avoided for years. A photo album, not a digital one, a real one, with printed photos and handwritten captions. I went through my phone and computer, pulling every photo I hadn't deleted yet, the blurry ones, the unflattering ones, the ones where I wasn't posing. I printed them all at Walgreens, stacks of 4 or 6 prints, warm and glossy in my hands. When I spread them across the dining table, I saw something I hadn't expected. I'd been there all along. Not front and center, not perfectly posed, but there, in the background, in reflections, in shadows, my hand reaching for my daughter, my silhouette against a sunset. My laugh caught mid-moment. I'd never truly disappeared. I'd just hidden myself so well that I believed I had. My daughter helped me put the album together. She picked out stickers and wrote captions in her loopy handwriting. "Mom's laugh. Our adventure. Best day ever." As we worked, she said, "This is my favorite thing we've ever made together." I smiled. Mine too. When we finished, the album was thick and messy and perfect. Every page was proof. I existed. I was loved. I mattered. I put it on the coffee table where anyone could see it. Not hidden. Not tucked away. Just there. And every time I walked past it, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Pride. One morning, I stood in front of the bathroom mirror longer than usual. Usually, I avoided mirrors. I'd glance quickly, just enough to fix my hair or check my teeth, then look away. But that day, I stopped. I looked, really looked, at the lines around my eyes, the softness of my stomach, the gray hairs starting to appear. For years, I'd seen only flaws. But that morning, I tried to see what my daughter saw. I saw a face that smiled when she walked into a room, hands that braided her hair, a body that carried her when she was small. I saw someone who survived, who showed up, who loved even when she didn't love herself. I whispered to my reflection, I'm sorry. Sorry for the years of hatred. Sorry for the cruelty. Sorry for believing I wasn't enough. Then I said something I'd never said before. You're doing okay. It wasn't I love you. I wasn't there yet. But you're okay felt like a start. I took a photo. No filter, no edits. Just me in the bathroom mirror, mascara smudged, hair wet. I saved it, and I didn't delete it. Thanksgiving rolled around, and for the first time in years, I didn't hide. My family gathered at my sister's house in Bellevue. Turkey, mashed potatoes, pumpkin pie, the whole Norman Rockwell scene. After dinner, my uncle said, "All right, family photo time." Everyone groaned affectionately and started gathering in the living room. I felt the old instinct kick in. Volunteer to take the photo, hide behind the camera, stay safe. But my daughter grabbed my hand. "Come on, Mom, you're in this one." I hesitated, then nodded. Okay. We squeezed together, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. A messy, loud, beautiful chaos of people who loved each other. My uncle set up his phone on a tripod. "Everyone say pie! Pie!" we shouted, laughing. The camera clicked. 5 times, 6, 7. Later, when I saw the photos, I didn't zoom in on myself. I didn't analyze my body or my face. I just looked at the whole picture, at my family, at the joy, at the proof that I belonged. And for the first time, I didn't want to delete it. A few weeks after I posted the hiking photo, I got a DM on Instagram. It was from a woman I didn't know. Her profile showed she was around my age, also a mother. The message said, "I saw your photo and it made me cry. I've been deleting myself from pictures for 10 years. Your post gave me permission to stop. Thank you." I read it 3 times, then I cried, because I realized my shame wasn't just hurting me, it was teaching other people to hide too. And maybe, just maybe, choosing to be visible could help someone else do the same. I responded, "You deserve to be in those pictures, not someday, today." She replied with a photo, her and her kids at a playground. Messy hair, big smile, real life. "First one I've kept in years," she wrote. I smiled, and I realized this was bigger than me, bigger than my insecurities, bigger than my fear. Visibility is an act of love, not just for ourselves, but for everyone watching who thinks they have to hide too. One random Tuesday, I was cleaning out my email when I saw a notification. "Your Google Photos memory from 1 year ago." My heart stopped. I clicked it. It wasn't the deleted photo, but it was close. From the same day, same beach, same light. I was in the background, walking toward my daughter, laughing, unposed, unaware I was being photographed. I stared at it, the wind in my hair, the joy on my face, the moment I'd tried so hard to erase. But here it was, proof that even when I tried to disappear, the universe kept a copy. I downloaded it immediately, printed it, framed it, and I hung it on the wall, right next to the new photo from our return to the park. 2 versions of me, 2 moments, both imperfect, both real, both worth keeping. My daughter saw it later that night. She didn't say anything, just hugged me. And I knew she understood. This wasn't just about photos, it was about choosing to stay. Late one night, I sat at my kitchen table and wrote a letter. Not to my daughter, not to my therapist, to the version of me who deleted that first photo. "Dear younger me," I wrote, "I know why you deleted it. I know you thought you were protecting yourself, but you weren't. You were teaching yourself that your body was more important than your joy. that how you looked mattered more than how you felt. You spent so many years believing you weren't enough. But you were always enough. You just couldn't see it. I wish I could go back and tell you that photo you deleted, it wasn't about you. It was about love. And you erased love because you couldn't love yourself. I forgive you. I understand you. But I'm not going to keep living like you did. I'm done hiding, done shrinking, done believing that I need permission to exist. I'm staying in the photos now, not because I suddenly love how I look, but because I love the people in them, and they deserve to remember me. We deserved better, and starting now, we're getting it. I folded the letter and put it in the photo album. A reminder, a promise. I started thinking about all the moments I'd almost missed by hiding. My daughter's first day of kindergarten. I took her picture, but I'm not in it. Like I wasn't there at all. Her dance recital. I filmed the whole thing from the audience, but there's no proof I was there watching, crying with pride. My best friend's wedding. I'm the only bridesmaid not in the group photo, because I volunteered to fix someone's dress at the exact moment the photographer called us over. My father's last birthday. I made the cake, decorated the house, organized everything. But I'm barely in any photos, just a shadow passing through the frame. All those moments, all those memories. And I was there, but also not there. I thought about what I'd stolen from myself, from the people who loved me, and I promised, never again. From now on, I show up, I stay, I let myself be seen, because memories aren't just about who was there, they're about who stayed visible enough to be remembered. My daughter's 10th birthday party was at a trampoline park. Loud, chaotic, full of screaming kids hopped up on cake and soda. At the end, the staff gathered all the kids and parents for a group photo. I felt the old panic, the urge to step back, to hide behind someone taller. But my daughter grabbed my arm. "Mom, stay." So I did. I stood right in the middle, no hiding, no shrinking, just me, sweaty and exhausted and happy. The photographer counted down. 3, 2, 1. The camera flashed. I didn't flinch. Later, they emailed us the photo. I opened it immediately. There I was, front and center, no excuses, no escape, and I didn't hate it. I looked tired, sure, but I also looked like a mom who showed up, who stayed, who loved her kid enough to be visible. I set it as my phone wallpaper, a daily reminder, I was here, and I'm not deleting that anymore. The pain taught me that photos aren't about beauty, they're about presence. It taught me that deleting doesn't heal, it just postpones. It taught me that the body I hated for so long was the same body that held my daughter when she cried, that cooked meals, that carried me through every hard day. The hands I thought were ugly were the hands that wiped tears and braided hair and held on when everything felt like too much. The face I avoided was the face my daughter kissed every night before bed. The pain taught me that shame is slow poison. It takes years to destroy us, but only seconds to decide to let it go. It taught me that the people who love us don't see what we see. They see something bigger, something fear won't let us recognize. It taught me that time doesn't forgive, and it doesn't wait. If we keep hiding, one day there won't be anyone looking for us. The pain taught me that deleted photos don't come back, but new ones can heal. It's not about liking yourself. It's about allowing yourself to exist. It taught me that my daughter was watching, learning. And if I hid, she'd learn to hide too. The pain taught me that love weighs heavy, but absence weighs more. And sometimes, the bravest thing isn't looking perfect. It's just being seen. Today, the frames on my walls aren't empty anymore. Not all of them have photos of me, but they have traces. A concert ticket stub, a pressed flower from the park, a note my daughter wrote that says, "You're the best mom." I learned that not everything that remains has to be a photograph. Some things survive in the smell of coffee brewing on Sunday mornings, in repeated laughter, in the way light comes through the kitchen window at 6 a.m. I still don't love myself in every photo. Sometimes I look and the old voice returns. Too big, too tired, too much. But it doesn't rule me anymore. I hear it pass through like an echo that lost its power. And though insecurity still knocks on the door, tenderness answers first. I've started appearing in family photos again, not because of vanity, but because of love. I want my daughter to look back and see me there, alive, tired, happy, imperfect, but present. I want her to know she doesn't have to hide to deserve to be remembered. Sometimes I open the album and turn through the pages. Each photo has a different texture. Some hurt, some heal, all of them speak. None of them need explanation. They're fragments of a life that finally accepted its own weight. I understand now that what I feared most wasn't other people's judgment. It was my own. The mirror was never the enemy. My gaze was, but not anymore. Sometimes I wonder if my father can see me now, from wherever he is. I like to think he can, that he watches me let myself be seen again, that my choice to stay visible honors his memory. I took one last photo recently, me, alone, at Discovery Park where it all began. I don't pose, don't force a smile, I just stand there. The wind moves through the trees and I feel my daughter's future in that breeze. I didn't delete it, didn't edit it. I saved it like you save a promise, carefully, respectfully, gratefully. I printed it and placed it in the last empty frame on my wall. When I did, I felt something close, not the wound, but the fear. Because in the end, what remains isn't the image we deleted, but the story we learned to look at without running. My daughter has an album full of us now. We're not perfect, but we're real. And when she's grown, when she looks for me in those photos, she'll find me. I won't be an empty space, a shadow behind the camera, she was never in the pictures footnote. I'll be a presence, a hug, proof of love, because I finally understood. Photos aren't for us. They're for the people who remain after we're gone. They're proof that we were here, that we loved, that we existed beyond our own criticism. I never found the photo I deleted, and I've stopped looking. I learned that not all losses need to be repaired. Some just need to be honored. For years, I thought my body ruined pictures. Now I understand that pictures are only ruined when there's no love inside them. Sometimes looking at new photos, it still hurts a little. The habit of judgment doesn't disappear, but it gets quieter. It doesn't dictate sentences anymore, just whispers old things I've learned not to believe. The house is finally full of faces, not perfect ones, but real ones. In every frame, there's a different story, and in all of them, I appear somehow. A reflection, a shadow, a glance. I'm no longer afraid to take up space. When someone asks for a photo, I smile without thinking. Not because I suddenly love how I look, but because I understand that being there matters more than looking right. If this story touched you, please like this video and subscribe. Not for me, but for everyone who's ever deleted themselves thinking it would hurt less. Every click is a way of saying, I'm still here too. Because existing is resisting. And resisting sometimes is letting the world see you even when you don't like yourself yet. I've discovered that memory isn't measured in pixels, but in what the heart decides not to forget. Sometimes I close my eyes and see that afternoon at the park. The sun, her laugh, my discomfort. And for the first time, I don't feel guilt. I feel gratitude. Because even though I deleted the photo, I didn't delete the love. And as long as there's love, no image is truly lost. This was my story. A story that weighs, but also liberates. I hope that if you've ever hidden from cameras, if you've deleted photos out of shame, if you've chosen to disappear before anyone could see you, I hope you find the courage to stay. Because you deserve to be remembered. Not perfect, but present. Not for how you look, but because you were there. And in the end, that's all that really matters. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for not deleting me while I told you my story. I'll see you in the next one. And if you can, take a photo today. Don't delete it. Keep it. Someone's gonna need it someday. Maybe even you.